just want to make a quick video kind of showing a little bit about how to modify this particular template. So this is an interactive notebook, and upon investigating, if I come into Slide, Edit Master, you're able to see the master slides. So each one of these slides, instead of having text boxes, has screenshots of text. So whoever did this just grabbed a screenshot of their worksheet and then put it all together, put it on Teacher Pay Teacher. So each one of these images takes memory, and when the student has this big file open, it's gonna eat up a good bit of memory. So if I purchased this and I wanted to optimize it for student use, I would want to have text boxes there. But that can take some time. You don't want to sit there and have to retype all of this stuff. So I'm going to show you a quick way to grab that text. So I'm going to just grab a screenshot of this little blurb of text right here. And so now I've got the screenshot. So if I come to Google Keep, I can put in that image. There's my screenshot. No, it's this one. There's a screenshot. So I can click open. You're like, all right, Wanda, now you get that there. What are you doing? All right, I'm going to pin it so I don't have to go looking for it. I'm going to close. So here is this image right here. All right. Now if I click on the More button and I come to Grab Image Text, now I have that as text. It takes some modifying because, you know, it literally takes the picture and translates it as close as it can be. You'll want to read it to make sure that it, deciphered it correctly. And then what I'm doing here is just removing those line breaks. And then what I could do is come in and copy that text. If I come back over here, I can delete that. I can put in a text box. Paste. Now I'd probably want to make that smaller. I think this first one was italicized. And maybe I want to have a little bit of space after that paragraph. And so now that that set of text, since it's not an image anymore, is not going to take anywhere near as much memory or as much bandwidth as the initial version did. Does it take time? Absolutely. If you do this on your template before you make copies for the students, then it's time well spent. Some of these things may be a little bit different. Like if you want to come in and grab pictures of a list, you may have to tweak it even a little bit more. Now, in this particular instance, there's also this image of a notebook back here. And so that image of a notebook is not only on this slide, but it's on every single slide. And it's a pretty high-res image. It was resized dimensionally by making it a little bit smaller, but the original image is a pretty high-res image. So, you could delete that and just have a box of a particular color. I'm going to come in here and just grab this. I know it has kind of some settings up in there. You'll have to play with um, the order, but you can use keyboard shortcuts. So I've got that box selected. I'm going to go to order. So if I want to send it backward, because when you insert something, it's always on top, I can use my command and my down arrow. So I'm going to hold down my command key and I'm just going to keep clicking the down arrow till it gets to where I want it to be. And there's a lot of layers to this one because each one of those tabs is a layer. I think it must be all the way at the back. I was thinking maybe it needed to be somewhere in there, but I think this is the one that should be on top now. But so looks like this one. So it had a white highlight on it. So I'm just going to make the highlighter transparent. And now you would actually be able to see that. If you wanted to, you could bring in a piece of clip art, but I would stay away from the high res images there. I'm going to make that white. So it's easier to see. And so, just by getting rid of the binder, you've now got all this extra room. You could actually make your text boxes a little bit bigger and maybe make the font a little bit bigger, and make better use of the space, so to speak. But anyway, those are just some general tips there. It is time consuming, but in the long run, it's going to help that computer run better for the kids. Um, and just be a little bit better all the way around. I'm going to X out of that just so you can see what the difference is in text. So here, I'll zoom in a little bit here. So you can see the text that was a screenshot is definitely a little bit fuzzy. The text that was a text box is much clearer and easier to read. I will say this, so putting that text on the master slide makes it to where a student can't translate it. So you might want to, think about, do I want to make a Spanish version of this for my kids who would normally use Google Translate to translate it? And if you have any students who are impaired by sight, their screen reader won't be able to read that, I don't think. So just some things to consider when you're going through this design process. So I hope that helps.